Hey, it's Sleeper 800,
And this is Ace.
and now we are going to be doing our top 5 favorite water types. And this time I'm going to be starting again because Ace wants to start on fire, which is our next one. I'll remind you at the end of the video, but still.
Okay.
So, anyway, let's just jump right into it if you don't have any objections to that.
I don't have any objections. Let's just see what your your number five is. So we're on number five,
Okay, well,
obviously.
my number 5, Ace actually might not be expecting. Maybe he will, but maybe he won't. But my number 5 is Relicanth. Did you expect that?
I honestly didn't think that was going to be on your list at all.
Yeah. Well, I really like Relicanth because it just it's based on a real life animal which was so rare that people thought it was extinct until very recent. Well, not very recently. I should stop correcting myself. I did that a lot last time. Um, People thought it was extinct until like the 1900s, which was last century, and that's the coelacanth. And Relicanth is basically the fossil version, sort of it, because it's a rock. And also, I really like it in Trick Room with Head Smash and Rockhead, because it takes no recoil damage and it gets a huge power attack, just like Aggron, but more original, I suppose. And
Also, it appears that only 87.5% are male and 12.5% are female.
yeah,
I don't know what the point .5 is,
I
but
tried. I figured that out when I was trying to breed a female one to get egg moves. But and it's got a semi-unique typing. I mean, the fossils are also that, some of them, but it's still pretty unique. So, Relicanth, your
really
turn,
can't.
Ace.
My turn. Alright. Mine, I was honestly expecting to put on the top, but it somehow ended up on the bottom. It's still in the favorite list, so I guess that's fine. Mine is Lapras. Why it's Lapras? Well, I just love using Lapras because it looks cool. And whenever I'm using it in battle, it's always that one thing that comes in that screws up any Trick Room, Taunter, or Stealth Rocks because it can easily counter any starting moves that are sent in, and it does its job very well.
And how does it counter these moves?
It does. You'd have to actually see it in order for it to. I don't know how to explain it, it just does.
Alrighty
Also,
then.
its typing is very original,
Not
as you might
very.
have not guessed.
Not very. Just.
Yes, that's why I attempted to say it sarcastically.
Yeah. It's my favorite one
And
of those.
it's also based off of the Loch Ness Monster, so that's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool. I like Lapras. So are you finished?
I am finished.
Okay, I had to
So
make
now
sure
we're
after
on
that whole
number
jump pluff
four.
thing. Jump pluff and
Oh, really?
Regigigas. Okay, so on
We
to
still
number
need to
4.
talk about that.
Maybe at the end of the video. So, for number 4. My number 4 is Swampert. Because, although... What was that?
It felt like something being stabbed through my heart.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But my number 4 is Swampert because it's got a pretty unique type combo now. And since I know it's probably going to be on Ace's list somewhere, I'll just stop with that. And it's cool. Your
It's
turn.
very cool.
Your turn.
My turn? That was a very fast number four.
Yeah, I know.
My
I'm
number
I'm
four.
letting you have it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That might be a mistake.
Okay.
Might.
So you better
Just
explain
might.
it well.
Explain it well. My number four is not what I would expect. I'm still trying to find it on this list. But it is Seismitoad, and for some reason I'm looking at the top of the list, even though it's at the bottom. or gen-wise. I'm looking in the Kanto region when it's really in the Unova region. Anyway, Seismitoad is just the weirdest looking thing that you could ever look at. And its typing was original, but now it's not exactly. But Seismitoad is very useful whenever it has Poison Touch on ends. A Poison Touch Drain Punch combo can make any wall completely useless against Seismitoad because he A, heals himself, B, punches you, and C, as he's punching you, he's also poisoning you. So
Yeah.
that's really all I have to say about him.
Okay, so on to number 3. So my number 3 is something I haven't used competitively yet, but I may use it eventually. I've used it before, and I've really liked it, but it's Kingdra. Now, the reason I like Kingdra is because, A, its stats are very, very well balanced, and 2, yes, I know I said A, 2, it has a really unique typing. Only Palkia shares its typing, but Palkia is an Uber, and you know how much I hate Ubers. Leaving it with one weakness, and that's just Dragon. And 7, Kingdra.
7?
Yes, and 7, Kingdra has a really, really cool looking design. It's based on a leafy sea dragon, but it's just so much cooler looking than a leafy sea dragon.
It's so much cooler looking than something that's actually real.
Yeah, I just
I guess
can't
I could see
explain it any more than that. It's really cool to look at. It's one of my favorite designs, and its nose looks like a cannon or something like that.
The one thing sad about it is its move pool.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, and
It
I
doesn't
must
have
bring
the
something up.
greatest.
I am probably the only person who's noticed this, but the new legendary for X, Xerneas, has like the same face as Kingdra. I don't know. I'm probably
Really?
the only person who's noticed that. You might be able to see it once I post the picture.
Oh, you're gonna post a picture now?
Yeah, I will.
Another picture.
So that's Kingdra.
Alright, are you done with your top 3?
Yes, I am.
Number 3.
Yes, I am.
Because I'm going down to my number 3. Octillery. Octillery is one of the derpiest things you could ever look at, but what?
It's an octopus that's like a cannon.
Exactly. It latches itself onto the ground and fires cannonballs at you. More specifically, it fires poison, seeds, ice, signal beam, whatever that's made out of, and water, and bubbles, and rocks, and side beams out of its mouth.
It can actually learn
So
psychic.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it can. I just checked, it can. So it's pretty much a universal cannon that can fire anything it wants.
But it actually can be physical, too.
I know. It's just not as good physical. But wait, what am I saying? They have the same physical and special attack.
Yep. I have to
It's
say,
just not as good.
I've always thought Octillery was something that should evolve. Maybe into, like, a steel and water type.
A steel and water type.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I guess it might be.
If they had
Anyway, yeah. The universal cannon, so.
If they hadn't made the name of the move Octazooka, they could have changed Octillery's like third stage into Octazooka. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So it would be Remoraid, Octillery, and then Octazooka.
So you go from artillery to bazooka.
Yep, because that's how it works. Not really, but
Okay.
Okay. Number 2. My number 2 is probably going to make Ace very mad.
Really?
Whether or not he's guessed what it is by now, I don't know. but it's the entire Oshawott line. Now, in my opinion,
The entire.
Oshawott line, yes. Now, in my opinion, Oshawott is the best Unova starter. I know Ace thinks Snivy is the best Unova starter, but in my opinion, Oshawott is better. Now, the reason for this, actually, when I first saw the starters, I thought Oshawott was really stupid looking, and I really liked Snivy. But then, once I realized that it had, like, the Scalchop that it uses as a blade, I just thought that was really awesome. So it was cute and powerful. And then it's just really hilarious in the anime. I've only seen a couple episodes of the new one though, but it's just such a spaz. I don't know.
And I wonder if the same thing is going to happen with Froakie.
Maybe. I don't like Froakie all that much though. Chespin all
But
the
you
way.
didn't like Oshawott all that much.
Yeah, I know. Chespin
You
all
realize
the way.
that the same thing that happened last year is happening this year too.
Yeah, I know. I want to get Chespin though, unless its evolutions are terrible. But anyway, on to the
You
rest of
wanted
the
to get
members.
Snivy and Oshawott looked awkward, and then now you want to get Oshawott and Snivy looked awkward, but now it's Froakie and Chespin.
Can
Soon
I
it's going to
continue
be
my
you on
entry,
Froakie
please?
and Chespin. It's going to be something else.
Can I continue my entry, please?
Sure, go right ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so when Oshawott evolves, it gets 2 Scalchops when it becomes Duot. And it can use them for like twice the effect because there's 2 of them. I just did math. I know, you're all very surprised. Okay, and Duot is just even more ninja than Oshawott, although it's slightly less cute. But, okay. But the main reason that I decided to pick Oshawott over Snivy was because of Samurott. Now, Superior is okay, even though Ace really likes it. I just prefer Samurott. Because a lot of people complain that it looks nothing like its first 2 stages, and yes, I can agree with that. But who cares? It's a giant sea lion unicorn thing that has blades on its arms. I mean, what's not cool about that? And plus, it can learn moves like Mega Horn and Air Slash. I mean, for a mono water type, that's awesome. Not to mention that its cry sounds kind of intimidating. As far as Pokemon cries go. So,
I don't know, I think I can make a pretty intimidating cry.
okay, do it.
I'd rather not.
I'll do it. Voice cracks. Okay, that was an
I
intimidating.
didn't realize your voice could crack 10 times in one word.
Red UD 45. Okay, no more. So the Oshawott line. Ace, your turn.
Alright, my number 2 happens to be Crawdons. Why Crawdons? It's a lobster. I always thought it was a crab, but it's actually a lobster.
It's actually a crawfish.
A crawfish?
Yep.
Oh.
That's why it's called Crawdon.
Look at me for getting... Yeah, look at me for getting things wrong. And seeing that its name origin actually comes from crawfish and dons.
And its first stage is corefish.
In fact, it's right in the corner of my screen, but I seem to ignore it and say it looks like a lobster. Anyway, it has very high attack. It can destroy walls like crazy. And with stuff like Night Slash and Crab Hammer, it just destroys stuff. Even though I would recommend Waterfall over Crab Hammer because of its accuracy.
Speaking of Crab Hammer, I missed Crab Hammer 3 times in a row with my Crawdon. And it gets Dragon Dance.
And it's just 90%, or it's a 90% chance it'll hit.
Yep. It gets Dragon Dance too for some reason.
Yeah.
Dragon Dance with adaptability, oh my gosh. So
Adaptability is a dream world though, so...
You can still breed it.
I know.
Just saying.
It's just harder to get dream world than Shell Armor or Hypercutter.
Yeah, I know. So, my number 1?
I don't know. I don't think I'm quite done with Groudon yet.
Okay.
What else do I have to say about it? I guess its shiny form looks exactly like its original form. If you want to put the shiny form up along with it, that's fine, I guess.
Maybe.
And it's pretty... What?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I probably will.
Oh yeah, its typing is very unique.
Yeah,
Or
there's only 4 of them. No, 3 of them.
3?
Yeah, because Corfish isn't.
Yeah. The other 2 are...
Carvana and
Let me
Sharpedo.
skim the list.
Carvana and
Those
Sharpedo.
2. I don't know. If you haven't noticed by now, most of all of my lists contain stuff from Hoenn, which is actually kind of funny because Emerald was my first game, so most of my favorite stuff come from Hoenn.
I still think that Fire Red was your first game.
I got them both at the same time.
Okay.
I played Emerald first, though.
Can I go to my number 1 now?
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. Well, I
I
have
bet you I
mentioned...
know what this is.
Yep. Ace knows exactly what it is, and I have mentioned it before in my first team, and I'm not even going to delay it anymore. It's Azumarill. The reason I like Azumarill so much is because it's the perfect combination of cuteness and power. Now, looking at that measly base 50 attack, you might not guess that it can actually OHKO, like, a very good portion of the metagame. Well, not OHKO, but, okay, I'm contradicting myself again. But with its ability, Huge Power, its attack is doubled, so it just becomes a huge powerhouse. And while its speed is not very good, that's why I love it in Trick Room. And also, it's just a cute little rabbit. It's just so cute. I don't know.
A cute little rabbit you wouldn't expect to be so powerful.
Yeah, a cute little rabbit that can one-shot Latiases. And then, in Generation 6, if it is with Marill, which it probably will be, it's going to become a fairy type, so they better add a good physical fairy type move for it, like Fairy Slam or Fairy Crush or
Fairy Slam.
Fairy Explosion. So
I don't think something so unintimidating and then something so intimidating can be in the same move.
Yeah, okay, it'd be like Fairy Slap.
Fairy Slap.
There we go. But
Fairy Slap.
I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent about Azumarill becoming a fairy type. I mean, it has Ice Punch, but that's mostly to deal with grass types. But you've all seen my moveset, probably. Waterfall, Superpower, Aqua Jet, Ice Punch. It's pretty typical, but I still like it. So, my favorite Pokemon ever. Cause it's
Ever?
It's,
I thought
yes.
this was just water.
Yeah, it is, but that's my favorite Pokemon ever. I've already said that.
Okay.
So your turn.
You are not expecting this. I'm gonna say this once. Everyone's probably expecting this to be Swampert because yes, my first game was Emerald. Yes, I used a Swampert. Yes, I love Swampert so much. But I'm trying to deviate from using starters on my top 10 or top 5 list. So taking Swampert's place was my top 2 or number 2, but now it's number 1. Milotic.
I saw that one coming.
You did?
Yes.
Bet you wish you said more about Swampert.
Okay, Swampert is based on, like, the concept of a mudfish and, like, a swamp man combined. And its typing is very unique. It's kind of ugly a bit, but I still like it. And I don't like Marshtomp, but I like Mudkips. I heard you like them too.
Really? I do like them.
Is that enough?
That's pretty enough. Alright, back to Milotic. Milotic, I didn't have any interest in because I thought it looked girly. But then, randomly, when I was very, very new to Pokemon, my cousin said, "Hey, I really don't like this thing, so you can have it." and he gave me a level 1 Milotic. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll take this and store it in my PC and never use it again, and I'll just take it off your hands. Until about maybe a year ago when I was looking through my PC and I found this level 1 Milotic, and I'm like, I just realized that this thing is pretty rare, so I'm going to use it. Ever since then, Milotic has been one of the star players on my team and is pretty much awesome at being a special defensive wall. And once you activate Marvel Scale, it's all not only its special defensive wall, but a defensive wall and special attack to back it up.
Unfortunately, he then proceeded to teach it Ice Beam and Dragon Pulse. I had to say it.
And also, unfortunately, I just got shot down on my favorite water type. So now I'm depressed.
You know it's true.
I still got shot down in my moment of truth.
I'm sorry. Keep talking.
I don't have anything else to say, other than it's a tender Pokemon.
Well, it's based on...
It's very tender.
It's either based on the Orphish or a Siren.
It's actually based on Venus de Milo, which is a sculpture known for its beauty.
Oh. I think it's a combination of all those things. I've heard of that, too.
That's at least what the website I'm looking at is telling me.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of several different things. So, since Ace is done, I am going...
I am done.
I suppose you probably want to talk about Regigigas now.
Nah.
Okay. Well, next we will be doing our top 5 fire types, so comment and subscribe, and see you next time.
Also, if you are going to comment and subscribe, please knock some sense into Krill Ninja Man. He needs it. With all of his very awkward comments.
Bye.